Welcome to Straight from the Horse's Mouth, where we cut the BS and give you the truth all about sports. Once again, I am Bryce Olden, hosting with Bryce Davis.
What's good?
We're back in the middle of another episode. Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we are mere days away from the start of the NFL season.
Yep.
Labor Day starts tomorrow.
Yep.
Everybody has a long weekend. How you feeling?
Good. Honestly, this is probably the run-up to the end of that year where it's like, all right, we got Labor Day, Halloween right after that. So the holiday is about to get cracking.
Sports is cracking, right? College football just kicked off.
Yep.
I guess the NFL, NBA right around the corner. NHL is right around the corner.
Yep.
MLB postseason is right around the corner. Let's call it spade a spade. Only time we care about baseball is during October.
It's all that matters.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mr. October is there for a reason.
Yeah, we started hitting that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, I'm a couple days away from my birthday.
Yes.
You know
the big 3-0.
The big 3-0. So that's exciting. But obviously, let's go ahead and get into it. This past week was a huge trade.
Yep.
Huge trade went down as the Dallas Cowboys, who have been in a contentious relationship this past offseason with Micah Parsons, trying to get that deal done.
Yep.
Decided to say, F it, we're going to trade him.
Yeah.
And they traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers for 2 first-round picks and D-tackle Kenny Clark, who's interior lineman. What are your thoughts on the trade? What were your thoughts when you heard about it?
When I heard about it, my first reaction was, damn, finally somebody got traded. In a big because we just been through Myles Garrett. Who else was threatening? Trey Hendrickson was threatened to get traded, but then he signed his deal. So I was 100% expecting Micah Parsons to be signed, sealed, delivered back to the Cowboys.
Stevie Wonder style, no doubt.
And then it's like, oh no, he's gone, and I'm like, dang, Jerry lost his touch. He's lost his touch. Jerry Jones is not in. He's not in game mode anymore when it comes to being a GM. That's my thought process. He's lost his touch and he can't get the deal done no more.
So when I first saw the news, I was shocked.
Yeah.
Because one thing about Jerry is Jerry always gives in.
Yeah.
He always gives in. He gave in to Dak.
Yep.
He gave in to CD.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, here's Jerry Jones. I'm like, this is what he gonna do, right? He did it with Emmitt Smith back in the day, like Daz Bryant. Like he gonna cave at the last hour.
Yep.
I was expecting to hear Wednesday. Michael Parsons got paid. Contract comes out. He'd be ready for Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
But I was like, oh, he going to the Packers. So then I saw the package, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't too mad at the Cowboys.
No.
Because with Micah, at best, I still had them finishing third in division.
Yeah.
Definitely behind the Eagles and definitely behind the Commanders.
Yep.
So at best, you were competing with the New York Giants.
With the New York Giants,
you know
and you were a wild card at best.
I didn't see them making the playoffs.
Yeah.
So for me, I think first off, Micah kept saying that Dallas, I don't want to be the highest paid, blah 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 blah. That wasn't the case to me. I'm not buying that.
Yeah, that was a lie.
His agent, remember this is the same agent who got Deshaun Watson paid.
Yep.
This agent trying to make a name for himself. He not letting you take a discount.
Take the discount.
Not rolling. From all reports, Jerry Jones did try to make him the highest paid defensive player.
Yeah.
So I think right now the highest paid defensive player is I think it's TJ Watt, I believe.
Yes.
So he would have jumped. I think TJ Watt's at $41 million. So I think they would have offered him 41.5.
Yeah.
42. Well, he got 47 from the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
So he wasn't just trying to set the market. He was trying to blow the market out the water.
Yep.
And I think Jerry Jones asked himself, okay, we just paid Dak Prescott. He's the highest paid quarterback in the league.
Yep.
We just paid CeeDee Lamb. And we still don't have much to show for it. If we pay Dak as constructed, what does that make us?
Yeah.
It makes us the exact same team as we're, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't really change or move the needle. We need to move the needle.
Yeah.
We need more players, right? So I think Jerry figured us, okay, let's get a good all-pro D-tackle. Kenny Clark, he's all-pro. He's 30, but he's all-pro. And let's get 2 first-round picks. I think they were hoping for more first-round picks, a la the Herschel Walker deal.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
That wasn't going to happen. And you're and honestly, the only misstep to me is that you went with the Packers, because the Packers' first-round picks will still probably be pretty low still in the draft. So that's still a toss-up. But I do agree with you. Getting picks in general was a blessing.
Two first.
2 first. That's a blessing. You still got picks.
Right.
I think the only problem now is the real reality of Dallas is that this team really isn't going to work going forward.
Right.
Dak, CD.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Because the offense ain't that bad.
It's not bad, no.
You still got Dak, who, when healthy, is probably a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
CD, top 3, 4 receiver, top 5 receiver.
Yeah, top 5.
You know what I'm saying? George Pickens is in a prove-it year.
Yeah.
Right? He's trying to get paid. So that's a good 1-2 right there.
True.
We'll see what their running game is. So they got offensive weapons, right? They're going to have to score points.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. You have probably this, I like to think that the way Dak, out of the quarterbacks in the NFC East, he's the only one that's ever finished. Well, obviously, what's his name just got here? It's Jaden.
Yeah.
But he's the only one that's ever, finished top 2, 3 in MVP.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So technically, on any given day, Dak Prescott can hang with.
That's fair.
Or not hang, outperform Jalen Hurts.
That's true.
On any given day, he can outperform Russell Wilson. He can outperform Jaden Daniels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they have to score points, Cincinnati Bengals style.
Yeah.
Right? Can you score enough points in this conference, in this division, to make yourselves respectable? Because the thing about this team going forward is you now have people keep saying they got two. Oh, they only got 2 firsts. They only got 2 firsts. Well, they also have their own 2 firsts.
Yeah.
So technically, in the next 2 years, the Dallas Cowboys have 4 first-round draft picks.
Yeah.
If you can get 1 All-Pro out of those and 3 starters, that trade was worth it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That trade was worth it because now you got elite level talent across the board and not just the linebacker spot, right? Because my team, that gives you more players to play with and gives your team a higher chance of looking better across the board, right? Again, they're not worried about trying to compete with the entire NFC East. Yeah. I mean, the entire NFC. Yeah. I don't see them being a wild card team. No. You are competing to win the division, point blank, period. Last year, Washington won a lot of close games. Yeah. I'm assuming they're going to come back to the mean, right? Jaden Daniels may have a sophomore slump. He may not. We'll see. They was able to get Torrey McLaurin signed, so we'll see if they're able to take off to the next level. They could come back down to earth. They can be a completely different team, right? They did sign Deebo Samuel, so we'll see what that does, right? The Eagles, who knows? The last time they made the Super Bowl, the next year they came back, and they weren't they weren't the best.
That's true.
Super Bowl hangover is a real thing. Who knows, right? They lost some players. We'll see if some of those guys step up. But if you're Dallas, I will say this about Jerry Jones. He maybe needs to start taking a super step back. Yeah. Get an actual GM.
That's what I'm thinking, right? Because at the end of the day, that's why I'm still saying that this team still needs a major overhaul. Just because, one, we don't believe in your coach, right? We just don't.
Let's wait and see.
But we don't.
I mean, we don't know much about Brian.
We don't know, but if we're all being honest, we don't believe in him.
I don't know. He just got there.
We don't.
I don't know about Brian. I'm going to give Schottenheimer a chance.
The general consensus right now is you need a real coach. Mm-hmm. General consensus. And no one really believes that Brian can be that real coach for you.
Gotcha.
That is the general consensus for everyone out there. They've been thinking that. We do understand that your defense does need an overhaul. And that with those draft picks, you can do that.
They just signed DeRon Bland to a deal today.
So you can do that. But we still think, like, there's still something missing from this team. It's been missing for a while. Y'all make it to the playoffs. You still get bounced in the first round by the Packers, by the 49ers. We need to see more. Mm-hmm. And a good GM might be able to get you more.
But I will say this, though. People can't get upset with Jerry because at first it was, well, Jerry pays everybody. Yeah. But now you get upset that he ain't paying nobody. Yeah. So it's like, which one is it? You can't, you know what I mean? Like you can't keep saying, well, he would have paid such and such in the past. Well, it didn't work. Yeah. Maybe he shouldn't be paying such and such in the past, right?
Zeke.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
Should have done that.
You know what I mean? So, DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. Shouldn't have done it. You know what I mean? So, like, Dave, maybe he's learning his lessons. Maybe, you know what I mean? I think he paid Tony Romo. Yeah. Shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? So I think, like, you can't keep saying, well, Jerry don't do this, Jerry do that. But when he's done it in the past, it didn't work. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think he's just trying something new. And I think, quite frankly, he just looked at the number that Michael was asking for and thought to himself,
once the Packers came with that 47, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, go ahead. Have them. Give us something for them.
So, curious to see what this does for Green Bay. Yeah. Right? Does this launch them into the upper stratosphere of the NFC? Do they still win the NFC North? I had Detroit winning that division prior till this trade.
Yeah, this trade makes it a lot closer. Mm-hmm. Definitely Green Bay gets a premium pass rusher, which they haven't really had.
They've whiffed. Yeah. It wasn't for a lack of trying.
That's right. They've been drafted.
They've been using their first round draft picks on defensive players especially during the LaFleur era, year after year after year after year, and they just keep whiffing on all these guys. So
so you have someone at least defensively who matches what Aiden Hutchinson will bring when he gets back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. That's a good sign.
Right.
That gives them the opportunity to fight Detroit for that first place position.
Mm-hmm. But whether it makes them Super Bowl contenders or not, I think it still comes down to Jordan Love.
Yeah.
That's it. I got him in fantasy, so I'm putting a lot of my eggs in his basket as well. I drafted him not knowing that Justin Herbert and C.J. Stroud was still out there.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention, bro. I just saw. I had him in my little. In fantasy football, you can put people like in a queue for yourself.
Yeah.
And so I put him in this queue, thinking, all right, by the time I actually want a quarterback, all these other guys would be off the board.
Right.
So I had drafted a lot of players. I'm like, all right, it's going time to take my quarterback, and I clicked him. And then picks later, I saw Herbert fall off the board. I'm like,
what?
He was still there?
Could have swore he would have been gone.
Right. So, I guess you said I jumped the gun. So not only are Green Bay putting their trust in him, I am as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a lot at stake on this, pride and money.
Yeah.
So hopefully he don't let us down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Last year was kind of a fluke. He was hurt.
So I'm watching a lot of Packer games. I'm a Josh Jacobs fan too.
Yeah.
So I try to keep up with the Packers as best I can.
Right.
But now I got a lot of rooting interest. And I'm a Jaden Reed, I'm a fan of his as well. So we'll see what happens with them. Moving on from that though, obviously. That leads into the Thursday night football game that kicks off. Dallas does play Green Bay.
No, they play Eagles.
Dallas played the Eagles. I'm sorry. That'd been a hell of a game if they traded him to a team.
Oh my god! If they traded him to the Eagles, Jerry would have never done
that. Yeah, no. He probably would trade him to the CFL before he traded him to the.
You going to the UFL?
Yeah,
you going down a league,
right?
Dog.
That'd be crazy if you could do that.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, you'd be. Yeah. We set the Rocky contract.
Yeah,
so.
we sent you to the San Antonio Browns.
Right. It's trying to make you the highest paid player in that league, so you'll be all right.
You got money,
right?
You'll kill them all anyway.
Yeah, you'll make a little bit more than Paige Beckers, but you should be fine. You know what I'm saying? But Thursday night football does kick off between the Eagles and the Cowboys. I'm assuming the Eagles will probably have like their whole, ceremony and all.
Oh, it's gonna be played in Brazil.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sao Paulo.
In Brazil, Sao Paulo. What are you expecting from this game? Considering what just happened days before.
What just happened, honestly, for the Cowboys, this is definitely going to be a feel-it-out game. We just lost a prime defensive player. Someone's going to have to step up. We're going to have to try to feel out who that's going to be in this game. And over the next four to 6 games, we'll be feeling that out. But I do want to see, for the Cowboys, how your offense responds to whatever the Eagles' defense is going to be. Because you got to test it early. You got to figure out, can we get these guys now?
Right.
And that's what I want to see, is the Cowboys' offense, see if they can take advantage of the Eagles' defense.
For me, a couple things. I don't expect much of the Cowboys' offense. Defense. The only point of me talking about that. 2 things for the Cowboys' offense. 1, can you run the ball?
Yeah.
You've been struggling to run the ball for a couple of years now. You thought Tony Pollard was the answer after Zeke. He wasn't. So I'm just curious to see. They think they tried Rico Dowdle last year. I think he let him go. So I'm curious to see what Schottenheimer does as far as kicking this offense into high gear.
Yeah.
2, I want to see what Dak's relationship is with George Pickens.
Yeah.
We saw he's a very emotional receiver in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
This is the best quarterback he's played with by far.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see what their relationship's like. As far as on the Eagles side, I'm ready for the Jalen Carter show.
Yeah.
You're the guy now.
Yeah.
Right. Your first 2 years, you had Sweat last year, and I believe Hassan Reddick was there the year before. The year before, right? Because last year he held out and he went to the Jets. So year before. So you're the man now.
Yep.
That's your defensive line, right?
You got to assert your dominance.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see what they're going to do. And I'm just curious to see if Saquon, what's going to look, the second year, you had a crazy season last year, what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to take it another notch? You're going to be kind of what Terrell Davis was? People remember the Broncos won a Super Bowl. Terrell Davis came out like gangbusters. The next year, he went 2,000 yards and won in MVP, and they won a Super Bowl again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, is it that type of year are we in store for, or is it going to be a serious regression in that run game? I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that. I expect the same old when it comes to their passing game.
Yeah.
I'm not really tripping off that. I don't expect Jalen Hurts to ever take that. I think this is the best he's ever going to get.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I don't think he'll ever reach the upper echelon of the guys when it comes to passing yards. And
I agree.
And ability to throw the ball. But I think he's his tier above like a Jared Goff. Or right in that.
I think they're in the same tier, personally.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say he's a little bit above him.
Okay.
Just because we've now seen that he's gone and done it and won the Super Bowl.
Right.
So he's a little bit above him for me.
Okay.
But if Jared Goff goes and wins, then they're the same tier, in my opinion. Let's say the Detroit wins the Super Bowl this year, then they are the same tier.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens, but it should be a fun game. Hopefully, it's a little bit better. I know there was it last year the Packers played?
Last year the Packers played the Eagles,
and it was a sloppy game.
It was bad.
Like rainy, I believe.
It was kind of rainy. The
sucked.
field was awful. Yeah.
So
the Eagles' second time in Brazil. Hopefully, the second time
it's
around
a little
is
bit better. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Moving on from that though, Ray Lewis had some comments.
Yeah.
He was on the Value Entertainment podcast. And the host asked him about Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah.
Obviously, anybody doesn't know, Shannon Sharpe and Ray Lewis played together in the Baltimore Ravens when they won the championship in the year 2000. Yep. So he's pretty good. Anybody who watched that Hard Knocks knows they have a really good relationship and all that. And anybody who's kept up with Shannon Sharpe these last couple of years knows that he can be a little bit wild on his podcast and all that. You know, do something before do something.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Got the cognac and all that kind of stuff. He's had a lot of viral moments over the last couple of years. You know what I mean?
A lot of viral moments. Had just got let go because of the whole suit thing.
Yeah. And so Ray Lewis was said that he's not surprised by Shannon Sharpe's success because he felt like
he always had that in him.
Yeah, and he was preparing for it before he even left. And actually, his brother worked at ESPN after he had his career-ending injury, Shannon Sharpe, who went to the Hall of Fame. So he's already kind of familiar with that territory because his brother was already in it. But he also stated that he is surprised in the direction that he took. Yeah. Right? He said I guess he feels like Shannon Sharpe has prioritized popularity. Yeah. Okay, what I'm about to say is me putting words in Ray Lewis's mouth. I think that what he's saying is he feels like Shannon Sharpe is putting popularity over personal integrity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I'm taking it.
I think that's the best way to take it is, as Ray Lewis was saying, where he felt like Shannon is just chasing clicks and views in terms of content and not really standing up for what I think Ray Lewis thinks Shannon has been in the past. That's what he said. Shannon's changed from the time that they've been together till now. Right. And I think Ray Lewis is saying, like, you weren't like that before, so what changed? Mm-hmm. And that's an interesting conversation to have is why do you think, or what do you think influenced Shannon to make that change? Because I would say from the moment we've seen him on Undisputed, I don't think he's changed that much from Undisputed to ESPN. I think he's always kind of shown that he's been that way, and maybe just Ray, you just weren't around for that change. But from Undisputed till even now, I don't think he's changed that much.
I think it just goes to show you that Ray Lewis didn't know Shannon Sharpe as well as he thought he knew him. If you keep up with the pod, Shannon Sharpe and Nightcap and all this kind of stuff, he tells a lot of stories from that predate Ray Lewis. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? His relationship with women dating back to his time in college. Yeah. He always been, like I said, a wild boy.
From what I can tell, from Undisputed to now, same Shannon.
You know what I'm saying?
Same Shannon.
So I just think that Shannon Sharpe was somebody who just did a really good job of keeping his private life private and his and his professional life professional. Yeah. Right? I don't need to be out here talking about women and drinking and all that kind of stuff.
I got football to worry about.
Yeah, I got football to worry about. And Shannon Sharpe took his career very seriously. I'm not going to put a drink in my body because I don't want to jeopardize my body. He talks about that on Hard Knocks. You know what I'm saying? He said, guys invest in this, guys invest in that. I invest in my body. So, yeah, I'm not going to drink because I'm trying to be one of the greatest tight ends of all time, which he ended up being. He won 3 Super Bowls, so it worked, right? But I'm not playing anymore. Yeah. And I think you see that with a lot of players. A lot of guys go from one thing when they playing and then, they get older and it's like, oh, you wild. Yeah. Damn, like Paul Pierce, damn, you wildin'.
Wildin'.
A good example on the opposite side. You take a guy like Kevin Garnett.
Facts.
You would have thought he would have been some serious. He funny.
Yeah.
Cool. He went in a movie. He was in Uncut Gems. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he's been. I would have never picked him to be a guy in the media space that has a personality. Yeah. He telling Paul Pierce to calm down. Right. You know what I'm saying? Chill. Yeah. You would have thought it would have been the other way around. You thought he'd have been and went wild.
I would have, based on how I saw KG as a basketball player, I thought he was the wild boy. Straight up.
Well, serious.
Yeah, true.
No bull, no BS, stern. Somebody who you feel like would not be good.
Yeah, on TV.
Yeah.
I got you, yeah.
But he's the opposite.
He's the opposite, yeah. He's very personable, very funny, very knowledgeable, knows how to get information out of people.
Yes.
It's different. Yeah.
So I think that it just goes to show you that maybe you just didn't know a guy so well. I'm also kind of surprised because Ray Lewis has had his own stuff that happened in the past, right? And for somebody who's very, spiritual, I would expect him to have some type of grace for Shannon. To me, it came off as very not judgmental.
Not judgmental, but you would think that if you had such a good relationship, you would be in Shannon's ear the most, being like, "Hey, bro, you need to chill, right? They will be coming for you, right? You wouldn't have heard that from a Cat Williams or somebody like that. Like, you already heard that from Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis would have been in your corner like, "Hey, bro, you could lose the bag here if you get a little too wild, right? You would feel like you'd be, if you were boys like that, you feel like you had to be in your corner, letting you know, hey, don't fumble the bag, big dog. You got something good going on." That's what I thought Ray Lewis would have been for Shannon. But
also, and maybe just be getting a little bit too deep with it, but okay, in my opinion, as long as you're not hurting anybody,
true.
As long as I feel like you're not doing any damage to yourself, like literally actual damage to yourself, I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing your experiences from your personal life in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's some of these conversations need to be had. Let's talk about the interpersonal relationship between men and women. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about this, that, and the third, because it happens.
True.
So the more I tell my story and what's happened to me, maybe guys who are in the same field as I am can kind of avoid my pitfalls, right?
Fair.
But instead, I think that I don't know if Ray Lewis felt like he wanted Shannon to be a certain thing and he wasn't, because Deion Sanders is spiritual too.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. I don't feel like judging Shannon or anything like that. I don't think that makes him less than.
No, but you could still say that Deion and Shannon aren't on the same paths,
right?
So I still think that there is a diverging of paths that still happen, where it's like, you know what, you want to talk about those things? Go ahead. Your audience isn't my audience. And that diverging was going to happen anyway.
But I'm not saying, but Deion appears on the the day the Shannon thing happened with the whole Micheal thing, the leak tape and all that.
True.
Deion appeared on the show.
That's true.
He came on the show. You know what I'm saying? Made fun of Shannon, but he came on the show, right?
Yeah.
Because Deion knows Shannon.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
So I think that with Ray, it's like, oh, you just didn't know him like that.
Fair.
You knew what he showed you, because Shannon also probably knew who you were.
Yeah.
He probably know. So yeah, we probably not going. So we're not going to invite you to the late night card games.
Yeah.
We're not going to invite you to the late night rendezvous when we go out and do something for. We're not going to invite you there because we already know you're not into that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's just he knew better to involve you into that aspect of his life.
Fair.
And now we know why.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You weren't going to be a part of that.
Right. And I don't think Shannon is trying to influence anybody.
No.
I just think that he's just telling his life as it is.
No, it's truly, Shannon is a charismatic person. He's a true charismatic person. He's got a big personality, big energy, and we love that about him. Can that get you in trouble if you don't check to make sure that your charisma doesn't get your head too big? Absolutely.
Right.
But he is a charismatic person. He has an energy that draws people in, and maybe y'all energies just don't match in that way. And maybe Ray Lewis didn't realize that. Where it's like, no. He's a charismatic person. You are an inspired. Maybe you are more than inspired. You're the rah guy, Ray, and Shannon is the rah me. I don't need you to get me amped. I'm gonna get me amped.
Right. And
maybe that's why they're so different. And Ray didn't realize that. Maybe Ray thought they were the same thing, and they really weren't.
Right. Moving on from that though, but staying in the media personality space, and as far as like who we thought we knew and what we end up getting. Micheal Porter Jr. has been on a generational media little press tour, whatever you want to call it, podcast that nobody asked for.
Nope.
Bro, just willingly giving it up.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, so obviously Micheal Porter Jr. Right? I'll give you my background. Micheal Porter Jr. My brother, I believe my brother saw him play in high school. Yeah. They played my high school, and my brother stated that he is the best high school player he's ever seen, right? I watched a lot of his games on YouTube, especially when he transferred from here in Missouri and went to play basketball in Washington.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of his games over there because he played under Brandon Roy.
Yep.
I remember he was so popular. I mean, he was dating. I don't know if you remember this girl from Disney Channel. Her name was Madison Pettis.
Yes,
he was dating her. I was like, damn, how you dating her as a high? You got like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just remember, like, I'm like, this dude's 6'10" with a jumper and it's pure. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, he has the back injury. Goes to Mizzou, can't play. Kind of falls into the draft. Denver picks him up. Takes him a little time because he's still dealing with the injuries. But around the COVID season 2020, starts to pick it up. We saw him kind of break out in the bubble a little bit. But also back then, we also saw moments of him being a little bit loose at the mouth, right? Remember, he made a comment about, I believe it was a press game comment, and he was like, Jokic and Jamal need to like trust us more. Needs to possess the ball more. Yeah, I remember like Kenny and Charles got on him a lot more because like, hey, bro, like. You just got, you know what I mean? You
just got to where you are right now. You just got to the third best player on the team.
You know what I mean? Right. We know you're feeling yourself a little bit, but like you speaking out of turn. Yeah. Right. You can't come to the press conference and just start barking off at the mouth like that. Yeah. But back then he had that gear in him. Yep. So we can't be too surprised at the guy he is now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's only gotten more famous and all that kind of stuff. And obviously last year, with Denver winning a championship, the spotlight's been hiding on him more. The situation with his brother, spotlight's been hiding on him even more. Yep. And now recently we just seen him. He's always been an unspoken guy. He has his own podcast called Curious Mike. So he's always look at that title. Yeah. Curious Mike. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna say what he's thinking about. Yeah.
So he's always, if you have seen any glimpses of stuff in his past, he's always talked about things that's kind of out there and obscure. Kind of in a Kyrie-ish vein, like a younger Kyrie-ish vein. Got you. But just more candid.
Yeah. Well, Kyrie's pretty candid too.
Yeah, but Michael's even more like, damn, you didn't think that? You just said it, huh? That was the first thing that came. You just
said, huh? Yeah. There it is.
I'm interested as far as how he maneuvers now that he's going to be in Brooklyn. He's going to be in New York. Yeah. There's going to be a free-for-all there. The media attention is going to be heightened even more.
New York.
He strikes me as a guy who's probably going to embrace it.
100%.
But he also strikes me as he doesn't really know how to use it, appears like, and that could be to his detriment. What do you think about what's happening to Michael, the evolution of Michael Porter Jr. as we see him unfold in
as we see it unfold, this is the most double-edged sword you could ever get. You got released or you got traded to Brooklyn into a very large media market where they are going to hang on every word you say. Because let's be honest, he's the best player on the team.
Probably. I mean, you got Cam Thomas.
Cam Thomas is there, but he hasn't shown a lot to a lot of people. Like
people
are still like, there's still a lot to be desired with Cam Thomas.
Right.
So I believe they're expecting him to come in and kind of raise the floor a little bit for this team. Mm-hmm. And if you are as candid as you are, that's going to open a lot. That's going to open a lot of pitfalls for you if you don't know how to navigate the media. And hopefully this little tour will help. Like someone will come along and say, all right, I hope you had your fun.
Right. Hopefully Adam Silver.
Yeah, I hope you had your fun. But we need to clean this up.
Right.
Because that's not going to fly in one of the largest media markets in the league.
All right, but speaking, it's funny you say that. I'm surprised nobody from Brooklyn, the head coach.
Somebody.
So hey. Like, bro, that gambling comment you made.
The gambling comment.
While we understood what you meant, can you not talk about that, please?
Don't talk about that.
Especially with your brother.
You can't say that. With your family history.
Right, dog.
No.
Like,
because even with that gambling comment, he was trying to articulate a different point of view. Right. He was trying to I can see why guys would want to do that.
Yeah.
That's what he was trying to say. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like, I have no comment.
Yeah.
I have no comment.
Right. You know what? We can't gamble in the NBA. It's against the rules. And keep it pushing.
Yeah.
That's it, bro.
It's like, there's no perspective. You shouldn't do it.
Right.
There's no I'm sorry. There's no perspective, big dog.
And it's funny because I think when people say we want unfiltered athletes, I think it's true until it's not true.
Right.
We want to filter when it comes to like how you feel about other players. Yeah. How you feel about your team. Give us the real about that.
Yeah.
Then there are things like we don't even know all that. I didn't. That's not what I meant when I said unfiltered.
I want unfiltered basketball.
Yeah, when somebody asks you what's worse, having a gay son or thought daughter,
don't engage.
That's not what I meant. But I say, I don't want the response to be both gonna hurt a nigga heart.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, don't answer the question.
That was not.
Keep it pushing.
Yeah, that was not one of the multiple choice. You wrote that answer in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's not what we meant when we said unfiltered. I actually didn't need to know that how much you cared about that.
Yeah.
I didn't need to know that.
I didn't know that either, bro. Or your thoughts on the WNBA and all that kind of stuff. They actually They asked him who would win between the McDonald's boys team and the Olympic women's team, bro. He got to do a look like, bro, like that's one of the dumbest questions he's ever been asked in his life, bro. He made it seem like they smoke him, you know what I'm saying? And he's just like, dog, bro, like, I want to like you because you're from Missouri.
Yeah. I always root for the hometown.
Yeah,
I always root for the hometown.
You know, well, he's from Columbia. He ain't
Right,
from St. Louis, but he's from Missouri. You know what I'm saying? Otto Porter Jr. is from Missouri as well.
Yeah.
I rooted for him and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I want him to win and all that. But also, I don't want you to, like, make a fool of yourself.
Right.
I feel like you have a opportunity, probably for the last time,
Yeah.
to really show what we saw when you were in high school.
Yep.
Which was you were definitely one of the best high school basketball players in the 2010s.
Yep.
My brother says it's him. My money is always on Ben Simmons as far as best player I ever saw.
Yeah.
But you're in that short list, right? You on that Anthony Davis, Austin Rivers, that real short list of Cole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
where because it's the Basketball Hall of Fame, that has to be included.
you know what I'm saying?
In your resume.
You were that good, and you have an opportunity to show everybody what you can do.
Yep.
And instead of focusing on that, instead of being on the ground on that, you talking about this other extra shit that nobody gives a damn about, dog. Yep. And I see why Diva traded your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We over here trying to win championships. You over here talking about if the sky's really blue.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying?
We don't need Play-Doh right now, big dog.
Yeah.
I need the Play-Doh of basketball, not just Play-Doh.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I need you to figure out how to get these points off.
Yeah, dog. You try to figure out how to shave them. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like we on two different wavelengths, bro. You gotta go, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta go, bro. You and your non-girl getting brother.
Yeah,
you know
your bagless brother.
Yeah. Both y'all gotta go. Man.
Gotta go.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. This, like I said, man, this media space, the
internet has opened it up to a lot of people.
A lot of people.
And a lot of people didn't need it.
Didn't need it. And he's a class case of you could have kept that one.
Yep.
You could have kept that one, man. But go ahead and transition.
Go ahead and do the big switch.
Yeah. Come on down, Austin. As we talk about Love Island. Reunion. Obviously, this past week, the Love Island reunion took place. Mm-hmm. All of our favorite casting characters are back on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Ace, Huda, Jeremiah,
Shelly.
Nick, Alondra, Shelly. The gang was back together, you know, and it was much to discuss. So let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the reunion itself, right? What were your thoughts on it overall before we get into actual details?
Overall, I thought it kind of sucked because I don't know if it was Andy just wasn't going deeper on when someone would say something or if it was cut out, but I just didn't like it overall. Just felt like I didn't get a lot of answers I was looking for, especially, you know, we'll get into the details later.
Right. I think it was the same thing. Obviously, Andy's a veteran, right? He hosts Bravo. He done the Housewives show. He does the Vanderpump Rules show and things of that nature. So he's a veteran. He knows if there's anybody out there who knows how to host a reunion, it's Andy. I think what this cast suffered from is they've had a month to digest what the world and what the public thinks of them. They've had a month to get access to managers and agents and things of that nature. Yeah. They've had a month to access brand deals and things like that and get their following count up, right? They know how people feel about them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're at a point where now the show's over. I've done that. Now it's about my future and how do I protect that. And I think that every single Islander, with the exception of a few, came into here to protect their image and protect their brand by any means necessary, which led to a very lackluster reunion.
Yeah.
But let's get into specifics.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the backdrop of going to the actual day of the reunion, right?
Okay.
So days going to the reunion, we had two couples that were in the final that were done.
Yeah.
Right? Mind you, one couple broke up during the finale.
Yeah.
So we were already down to 3. And one couple is, we don't even know if it's even legit.
Like,
so technically, two are two. Okay, we at least know this romantic here. Brian and Maya pretty much, they unfollowed each other going into a reunion, and they officially broke up.
Yeah.
And Iris and Pepe unfollowed each other. And I don't think anybody's come out with a statement, but it's kind of leaning toward they're done.
Yeah, they haven't said anything yet.
So the reunion was already outdated.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen before. I've never seen a reunion. It'd be like watching a sports game, and then two players on the team were already traded going into the game.
Yeah.
So now it's like, who gives a shit about about this game? You know
Not
what I'm
just
saying?
the star player.
Yeah, it's like who cares? This game is irrelevant. It doesn't mean anything now. You know what I mean? So like already anything that had to do with Amaya and Brian was old news. It didn't matter. Anything that had to do with Iris and Pepe was old news. It didn't matter. So that kind of made it really weird. So already my focus all shifted to Huda.
Yeah.
Right. What are we gonna get out of Huda? And I think that this entire reunion, in my opinion, was gonna come down to her.
You know what? I thought the same thing too, because looking back on the show, she was like a central point in every episode.
Yeah.
Like when it came to, even if it was a lot of problems too, it was centered around her. Like she was like, it was like gravitating towards her.
So to me, I was like, okay, what are they gonna get out of Huda? You know, she got a lot to answer for. She showed her, you know what I mean? She was wilding. So what's gonna happen? And she was PR'd up.
Yeah.
Right? And I knew she was on BS the minute the minute Andy asked her, how does it feel seeing Chris? And her response was, I feel fine. I feel great.
And then Chris said, kind of weird.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think everybody's like, okay, I see what type of time she on.
Yeah.
She sees that she has a huge following, right? She's securing brand deals left and right.
What? She has some kind of singing deal or something?
She's looking for she getting shopped around to record labels. Like she getting to the money. So this right now in her mind, this is passe.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just play it cool. I don't want to crash out. This is what y'all already think. I'm gonna just play it calm. I'm gonna lie my way here. I've already been prepped. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what they're gonna ask me, and I'm just gonna be peace and love. You know what I'm saying? Peace and that's what she was.
Yeah.
The entire reunion, Huda was a complete other full of it.
Even when they asked her for her current relationship,
yeah,
she was just like, I can't talk about it.
Right.
Netflix deal. I look back, I said, huh?
Right. Like you're on Peacock.
you on Netflix.
Yeah. And it's like only reason why we know about him is because you popped out with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You didn't get asked this question because someone got background information and snuck it to Andy.
This wasn't leaked.
You popped out with him.
This wasn't leaked information.
Right. So you leaked it. You're the leaker. You're our source for your relationship. You know what I'm saying?
But now Netflix has an NDA with you.
Right, which isn't true.
Which isn't true.
Yeah.
Even Netflix tweeted huh?
Right. So which is how I knew she was on BS. And I think the minute that it came, we realized that Huda wasn't going to give us the real, they were doomed.
Yeah.
They were doomed because this girl was, like you said, was the primary, depending on who you are, antagonist, protagonist of the show. And if the primary protagonist, antagonist is kind of like, hey guys, you guys, all love, man. I love you guys from afar, man. We're a family, man. I'm past this, man. Focus on relationship. All that, it was just kind of like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think it speaks to my thoughts about Love Island when it comes to reunions. I always said this. If Love Island's going to have a reunion, it needs to take place in 1 or 2 periods. Either right after finale. So either finale night, like season 4 had it, or maybe a couple days later. Keep their asses in Fiji, fly everybody back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't let them have too much time to even access their phones, right? They just get right to it before all the people go on this whole podcast run and all that, because I don't even care about that.
Before they know how loved they are, how hated they are, let's get to the real.
Let's get to the real. What took place, how you feel about it. That way you can't even process what's going on in the real world and have that factor into how you feel. Because Huda even brought up the fact that she felt bullied when she went on the Alex Cooper podcast. And people were like, well, did you feel like that on the show? She was like, no. It's like, wait a minute. How do you get retroactively bullied? You know what I'm saying? How you look back and be like, well, you know what? I was bullied. You know what I'm saying? That's not how that shit works. You know what I'm saying?
But then on the show, you're saying, I love you guys.
Yeah,
I love my
you
girls.
You can't get retroactively bullied. You can't be like 20 years later be like, you know what? I was bullied. Oh, no. You either were bullied then
or you weren't.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, I just thought once that sucked.
Was she being bullied or was she being held accountable?
Right. And also you were kind of ruthless on the show too, right? You weren't the greatest person, so
I mean they brought back her clips where she was calling everyone the B word.
And she was laughing.
Yeah.
Like she was a joker. Like it was a comedy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize Love Island was a comedy.
Greatest hits.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's exactly how she was acting like it was her greatest hits. Like,
yeah, what'd she say? She said, I could just look back at this and laugh and see how much I changed. And Andy's like, in a month?
Right. Yeah. I mean, she looking at like they were playing her blooper highlight reel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean when I dropped the ball.
Bro, this was a good scene right
Yeah,
here.
nah, bro. A good point. I've changed and reflected in a month. She acted like she went to the monks, you know what I'm saying?
She out there with Wimby.
Yeah, in the monastery and sat peaceful and really like she just walked in the desert 40 days and 40 nights. And no, you didn't do none of that. We saw you at movie premieres.
Yeah.
So, you hanging out with Lewis from Too Hot to Handle. I would reflect on what you're really doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cut the shit. So I think Huda showed us exactly who she was, exactly who I thought she was. You know what I'm saying? A pretender.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I hated the fact that a lot of her success came in a lot of black pain, a lot of black anguish.
Yeah.
All of her direct enemies, whether it was Jeremiah, whether it was Shelly, whether it was Alondra, whether it was Chris, they're all black.
Mm-hmm.
And they all felt the brunt of it, and she got to just walk away and skate by and be this huge success story. I think it kind of speaks to the demographic of Love Island, how much younger it gotten. It also speaks to the people's inept ability to understand what's acceptable, what's not acceptable behavior.
Yeah.
I go back to last year. I still don't care how popular Serena is. The way she acted to Cordell after their recoupling was unacceptable. But we've seen on national television, particularly when it comes to black men, you can treat us how you want to, and you get clapped for it. Mm-hmm. You go, girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're the Unabombers or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, it's a love show.
Because even throughout that reunion, she never apologized to Jeremiah on how she acted.
Yeah. She just said, I wish I hadn't done things like that. Did she really apologize to anybody?
No.
And if it was a bullshit apology.
It pretty much was, because even with like what happened to Alandria, she didn't apologize for it.
That was insane too. Like the fact that Alandria asked you to make a post about the racism that she was experiencing, right? And the fact that you couldn't do that, you're selfish. Mm-hmm. You want to think about yourself, and that's why, like, she mentioned a lot of stuff on the show. I remember she called Jeremiah like, you're selfish and all. It's like, no, it's you. Mm-hmm. You're the problem. You're the common denominator between you and Jeremiah, between you and Hannah, between you and Shelly, between you and Alondra, between you and Chris. It's you.
You're the problem.
Swap out the person, insert you. It was going to be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that bothered me. What do you think about the whole Shelly, Huda? Finally got to see like the Chris conversation about the reason why she brought Chris back. What do you think about that?
Okay.
They showed the clip of it.
I wanna hold Shelly accountable now.
Okay.
Because if she's what, 29? Almost
20,
damn near
27, 28, something like that.
Almost damn near 30.
Right.
If you weren't comfortable with that, say it. Mm-hmm. You could have just looked Huda in her eyes and say, no, I'm not comfortable with that, but you're still free to explore them. Mm-hmm. Don't try and put me into this weird shit going on.
Yeah.
And Huda's on some bullshit too, trying to like, it feels deceptive.
Yeah.
Because you're saying I see where Shelly's coming from. I'm doing this for you. No.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Cut the shit. Yeah. This is for you.
Come on, just say. Right. All you have to do is like, I'm interested in Chris. Cool. What's the problem?
Yeah. Like, honestly, Huda could have went up to her and be like, hey, are you leaning toward Ace or Chris? I need to know because I want to bring Chris back. And if you leaning toward Ace, I will be picking Chris. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna pick Chris, then I will probably pick JD or somebody else or stay single. Or she probably just stay single. You know what I'm saying? But I need to kind of know how you move. And I would have in fact, Huda could have just told her, if you pick Ace, I'm going to pick Chris, right? But if I get the option to go first, I'm going to pick Chris. You know what I'm saying? Just give you a heads up right now. You know, either way he's coming back to the villa. Just give you a heads, just letting you know, because at this point I'm kind of out of options, right? Because I'm not feeling JD. But you could tell watching the clip that Shelly wasn't comfortable.
No.
But also at the same time, Huda doesn't need to be a mind reader. Because I'm like that in real life. If I ask you a question, I expect a direct question. I expect a direct answer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, it does feel like Huda was coaxing her and trying to be like, hey, you, right? You like him, right? Bring him back, right? For you, right?
We both like him.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But she did leave some wiggle room for people to be like, well, she did kind of say what she said.
Yeah.
Now, Shelly also mentioned there was some missing information, another missing clip between her, Sierra, and Shelly. No, her, Sierra, and Huda that wasn't shown.
Yeah.
That kind of went a little bit more in depth in the conversation, so we weren't able to see that. But all in all, it didn't appear to be, technically Huda was right as far as what she said. Yeah. But if you look a little bit more, read between the lines, she was kind of full of shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think about the heart rate video they were showing?
Wild.
You know, it was wild.
I thought it was kind of. You know what?
I was expecting more.
You know what? I think we were expecting more because of what Islanders were saying. She did sit in his face. She didn't.
Right.
But we didn't see her lick his jump.
Yeah.
We didn't see that. I think that's the part that was wild for me that she did that. Like pretended to lick his junk. I can see why Shelly would have been heated on that. Like, come on, girl, you know.
I mean, but also Ace seemed to be enjoying himself too.
Oh, he enjoyed it.
Yeah,
he enjoyed it.
I mean? He better man than me. I would have bit her ass.
But you know what?
I'll tell you right now, I would have gotten. They would have ejected me, bro.
Chris was doing a lot too, though.
Yeah,
he was licking on
Shelly's
also, thigh.
But again, this proved my point that I never thought Hooded was into him like that. That's another thing about. And that's why I have a problem with the show is people keep saying keep it 100, keep it 100, keep it 100, but people weren't keeping it 100. No. I wish Hood on the show would have told Chris, hey, I just don't feel like that. I don't see it like that. I've been trying to feel this connection. Physically, I'm attracted to you, but emotionally, mentally, I just don't feel the connection to you. And that's why I don't really want to show you that much affection because I know for a fact this right here is going to live, breathe, and die in Fiji. You know what I'm saying? And I wish he would have showed him enough respect to not air him out while on the Alex Cooper podcast. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about the whole... What do you think about Shelly? How do you think Shelly came off in this? Because I've been seeing a mixed reaction to her. How do you think she came off in this reunion?
A little boring. For me, because, like, whenever... She was answering questions, but not really.
Shelly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, she'll give an answer here and there. But for me, Shelly was just a little boring in this reunion.
Wow. Oh, okay. That shocks me.
It was a little boring.
That shocks me. I felt like she was on the. I felt like she came in on the offensive and was kind of doing the more asking than answering, because she didn't have much to answer for. She was, no. But she wanted a lot of questions. I feel like she was really. I think a lot of people felt like she came off as bitter. I feel like
I've seen that.
I feel like people felt like she came off as.
But I
over exaggerated. Like, all right,
that.
like you reached. Like you reached on this, you reached on that. Like you made a mountain out of a molehill. Who are your winners of the reunion?
Shoot, I'll say Jeremiah won.
I agree
because he came in hot, bringing out the definition of
yeah.
I didn't think
brought that mug out,
and then when he called, said, "Does that make sense?"
Yeah, yeah. So you have so much to say. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad they worked that out.
Yeah,
like I'm glad he was able to speak up for himself on what love bombing is. I think he came out a winner. That's about it.
So for me, my winners were Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Just for sticking up for himself. For challenging Huda on that. I mean, she said, now she was accurate in what she said about love bombing, and that you can love bomb unintentionally.
Yeah.
She's still wrong in that he love bombed her.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was not afraid to go at and kind of stick up for himself, I thought was cool. I thought Charlie came off really well.
You know
what I mean?
Charlie did come off well.
Even though I see a lot of people, there are a lot of people who I follow who cover Love Island who didn't care when he spoke, primarily because they didn't think he was a big enough character. So, but I'm somebody who I'm interested in everybody who showed up on the show and what they have to say. And I thought that his observation about his elimination, and about why he went home, I thought was accurate.
I thought his observation of Ace was accurate.
Was on point. You know what I'm saying? I thought his observation about just who should have went home, right? Yeah. It should have been Taylor. He was right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought and it sucks because it's like, damn, I wish we'd have got more of him. Because I feel like he would have shifted the dynamic a little bit more. I feel like he could have built some momentum in that villa. He could have been I don't want to say another voice to Ace, but I think he could have been someone who could have challenged Ace a lot and would have stood in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell people all the time, them UK dudes is different. If you think you lying, go watch Love Island UK. They bark back now. I'll tell people one of my favorite clips is when this dude, I think it was not last year's Love Island UK, they went to Castle Moore. He made out with some chick. It was movie night, and all the girls were going to him. They like, you think that was funny? You left that out. You think that was so funny? Why'd you kiss her? He looked the girl dead in his eye. Because I wanted to. The fuck? She was there. She was hot. I was horny. She was. Duh. Keep playing the movie. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta explain myself to you, bitch. You know what I mean? That's why he came on. And now he married to that girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Boss. You know what I mean? So the UK dudes, they don't play that, right? So I thought Charlie came off really well. I thought all the girls came off bad. And it established what we already knew, which is that sisterhood shit was fake.
Yeah.
They didn't earn it. And when it came time to actually have each other's backs, they didn't because they didn't know, because they never went through those hard times together where they actually had to go head to head.
Even Hannah, when they finally showed the clip of why they voted her off, it still didn't make sense to me when they showed that.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about it because it was what, Hannah, Maya, Iris.
No, who's up for elimination?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maya should have went home.
Yeah. And they ruled her out right away. She was right away. It was between Iris and Hannah. Yeah, it still didn't make any sense. And also, I saw a lot of people say that at that point you could see Ace's influence on Shelly.
That's what I thought.
Because Shelly was the one who was like, we shouldn't base it off. Because remember, I think Alondria was like based off the couples, and she was like, well, Hannah's in a good thing with Pepe, whatever,
and we should put that in account.
Yeah,
Shelly kind of shut that down.
And she had, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, she went from shutting it down to she going home. And I thought I thought that kind of looked bad on Shelly as well. Yeah. Fair or not, fair or not. But it was all in all, was it worth a month? It was not.
No.
Was it worth the whole behind the scenes? They shot for 12 hours? No, it was not. Did it also prove for the second year in a row that maybe we don't really need a reunion? Yes, it probably proved that we don't need a reunion. The show's enough. Let the show last, let it linger, and let the drama that happens on its own organically outside the villa, let that dictate and let that lead into the next season. We don't need to rehash anymore. It also doesn't help that half these people who went on the damn podcast and spoke about it any damn way. You know what I'm saying? Before we move on, though, Ace had a conversation with Speedy Mormon of Complex after that, and I thought that interview was super eye-opening. Changed my entire perspective on everything. It showed how much control and production had on the show to the point where I'm not even sure if I watched what I thought I watched.
Right?
I didn't realize how much they dictated how we felt. And to me, almost to the point where they low-key kind of dictated who won and who advanced.
Even in the voting. Like, did your vote really matter in this season? Because production, he made it clear they were protecting Huda. Mm-hmm. That's what Ace said. And they were I don't think they protected. Wait, what do you mean by it? Because they gave her they showed her shit. They showed all the bad shit. Yeah.
People chose to like it.
Like protecting her from being voted out.
Oh, yeah.
In that regard. Mm-hmm. So they couldn't even, the Islanders even couldn't, vote the way. They were trying to sway Islanders, and I thought that was weird. And not, organic as I thought the behind the scenes was.
Same. And I also felt bad for Ace from this instance. It was very obvious that production early on, for whatever reason, decided to use Ace as a silo. Yeah. Right? We're gonna use Ace as our sleeper agent. You know what I mean? Well, I guess he was aware, but he was. We're gonna use him to get stuff started in the villa, and we'll just ask him questions, and we know that once we ask him some questions, he'll start to get the ball rolling. So I wonder if it was Ace or production who got the ball rolling on the whole Jeremiah Hood love bomber thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I wonder if it was Ace or production who put it in Nick's head to honestly pursue Alandria, right? I just wonder how much they played into that as far as other storyline that took place within the villa. You know what I'm saying? Because don't get me wrong, I've watched enough reality TV to know that production will ask you questions. Yeah. That's old. They do that to everybody. But this one felt more controlled.
Heavy-handed.
Yeah. This is the outcome we want, and we're gonna get it.
By any means. So they showed the poll of Jeremiah and Hannah being the people voted at the bottom. I don't even know whether to believe that or not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to think at the time, what the hell did Austin do to be ahead of Jeremiah? I can understand Nick, Ace, and Taylor at the time because they were in pretty big couples. Mm-hmm. But Austin was in no man's land, staring off into space just like he did during the villa. During the reunion. So I was confused. I'm like, that. So I don't know if to believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? That's how much they are. And it sucked because I always think back to, I was watching this documentary on, I believe it was The Real World. It was early 2000s, not the season, but the documentary. Yeah. And they were talking about this season that took place in the 90s and how it was going kind of slow or whatever. So they decided to kind of intrude and start some stuff themselves and plant some stuff. And the cast members immediately sniffed it out that it was them, and it became this hoopla thing. And they said we're never gonna do that again, right? And I thought that Love Island, let the drama. It's a love show. Yeah. Organically, the stuff will happen. If you feel like it's happening slow, bring people in the villa. That's all you have to do. Yeah. If you feel like the people in the villa aren't getting a job done, you can bring. There is no limit on how many people they can bring in. They can learn. They have so many people who have applied for the show. There are more cast members. There are more people who got phone calls to be on standby who we never saw that we saw.
They could have been, bro, like, okay, it's going slow. We're going to move up. Hey, you come to the villa now.
Yeah.
You're going to come. We're going to fly you over. You come to the villa now because we need you. And you could tell those cast members, hey.
We need you to start something.
You know, or just be aggressive, go in and do something or whatever. You know, but you could be strategic that way. But don't be the ones controlling and dictating what we see. Because now, as a viewer, I don't know what's fun or not. Because that's not fun to know that my viewing experience isn't what I thought it is. It's kind of hard for me to watch the show now because I don't know what's real and what's not. And I know it's reality TV, and I know it can be manipulated, but this felt more...
It's more manipulated from, like, editing.
Yeah.
Not from a choice
standpoint. And, you know, so it's tough, man. It was tough. And I felt for him because I think Ace thought in his mind that he was working with production and not for production.
Yeah.
And he had to find out the hard way, damn, they used me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He felt you. I think that's how he felt. And I think he felt like they used the hell out of me.
And turn me into a villain.
Yeah, to get things done that maybe if I was in my right mind, I probably wouldn't have done.
Mm-hmm.
But they put things in my head. I'm in this villa 24 hours a day. They know
4 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
maybe?
they know I'm a pretty aggressive guy. I speak my mind. And damn, now that, you know, maybe if I was thinking more clearly, I would have voted Austin out. I would have voted to keep Jalen and not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't have spoke up during this moment. Maybe I would have kept this information to myself. Maybe I wouldn't have cared that much, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they kept asking me these questions, and I thought, okay, if I help them out, they'll help me out, right? Give me a good look, and maybe I'll be looking a certain way. And I think it was kind of hard for him to come out and realize, damn, I got used and played, and now I'm the villain, and I got my head down with the dick look, and now I look crazy. Anyway, man, that's all the time we have for you guys today, man. You can follow me at Facebook at Bryce Oden. Follow me on Instagram at Bryce David Oden. Also going to give you information.
You can follow me at YoungGato_gallery.
You can follow Bruce Leroy on Twitter. And remember, you to hear from the horse's mouth. Tell us and ask who told you, and we out. Peace.